All right, folks, got another episode continuing to do some of the deep questions posed by ChatGPT when I asked it, hey, give me a list of deep questions, things that we could think about, things we could talk about on this program. So next question up is, what is the nature of consciousness? And I'm definitely no expert in this, and I think it's definitely a hot debate to figure out what is the meaning, what is the definition, what causes consciousness. So as per usual, I'm going to throw it back at you folks. Love to hear from you. What are your ideas? What are your thoughts? Leave me some comments. Maybe we'll discuss them even further. You never know. But what's really interesting about this particular topic is I was, during my lunch break, I happened to see something pop up on my news feed that was asking the question, do you think we'll get to a place where artificial intelligence will be self-aware or have consciousness? And there was a follow-up video from a professor, and I'll provide the link. It was a very short video clip, and I highly recommend checking it out. I would say that it kind of just scratches the surface, just like I'm going to do here, because I've only got 5 minutes. I believe this video was like 12 minutes. But it had some pretty interesting ideas, and one of them I really like to think about even before doing this filming and before thinking about artificial intelligence. And the concept was this, that perhaps our brains are more like a conduit for consciousness, similar to if you think about like the radio or TV, that those are sort of conduits for entertainment or information. They in themselves don't produce the information or entertainment or what have you. They're more of a conduit. Information comes into them and then they display it and we're able to see it or listen to it. And perhaps our brain works the same way, that consciousness is not necessarily created from having, some gray matter, but more likely that it's a conduit for consciousness to kind of come through and us to become aware of it, or sort of our body to become the conduit of consciousness. So perhaps there's something going on out there where consciousness is maybe more of a quantum idea. Maybe there's more of like a global consciousness, and our brain kind of tunes into pieces of that global consciousness. And the quantum idea that I like to play around with, and again, I'm no expert in this, just kind of using information that I hear and being creative with it and imaginative. I like to think of sort of the conduit being that perhaps our brain is somehow like quantumly entangled with other pieces of information out there, and perhaps that other piece of information is consciousness in general, or a global consciousess. And each of us as individuals, we get to sort of become a piece of that global consciousness. We're the embodiment of perhaps a piece of that field of consciousness. And the video kind of talks about that as well. He talks about how we're sort of, our presence is a small instance in time of that global consciousness. And we sort of pop into existence and then we fade out of existence. And that's sort of the circle of life, the interval of living and not living. And perhaps if we were to step back from that, it would be more of like the ocean waves or the ripples of a global consciousness. And some of those peaks are what we consider us as individuals. So something kind of, deep to think about there. That's opposed to the other concept of that perhaps just having this gray matter in a certain amount of abundance creates a biological consciousness. And that's the other kind of side of the coin. And I'm sure there's other possibilities, other theories, other ideas. And again, I'll throw that back at you folks. Let me know what you're thinking about. What do you think consciousness is? What does it mean to you? And what are some of the theories out there? I'd love to dig into that more. Like I said, it's a very hot topic. I'm not even quite sure that we would have the ability to answer that question. It might be one of those things where, because we're we're in it, where we are conscious and we're a part of it, that maybe we're not able to step out of it and observe it so that we can actually answer that question. So I think that's it. We're at 5 minutes. Till next time, peace.